What is up, ladies and gentlemen? एक और एक्साइटिंग एपिसोड में आप लोगों का स्वागत है और आज के एपिसोड की शुरुआत में हम नजर डालेंगे EISL के डे 18 के हाइलाइट्स के ऊपर। उसके बाद आगे बढ़ेंगे और इंटरव्यू में हमारे साथ जुड़ेंगे काफी स्पेशल गेस्ट जो बहुत ज्यादा दूर से आए हैं। एंड इन द एंड, लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, हम नजर डालेंगे कुछ मजेदार मीम्स के ऊपर। सो विदाउट वेस्टिंग एनी फर्दर टाइम, दिस इज सुपर जॉनी एंड यू गाइस आर वाचिंग द वर्ल्ड ऑफ ई स्पोर्ट्स। चलिए अब बात करते हैं EISL की, जहां ISL के क्लब्स हमको नजर आते हैं फीफा के ई स्पोर्ट्स के अंदर और हमें यहाँ पे काफी कुछ देखने को मिलता है। देयर आर राइवलरीज, देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ हीट, इनसेन गोल्स एंड अ लॉट मोर हैपनिंग ऑन द टर्फ। अगर लीडर बोर्ड की बात करें तो FC गोवा हमको लीडर बोर्ड के टॉप पर नजर आती है, लेकिन उनको काफी क्लोजली चेस किया जा रहा है। आज जिन हाइलाइट्स पर हम नजर डालेंगे वो हुए थे डे 18 पर इस टूर्नामेंट के। एंड द मैचेस दैट वी गोना लुक फॉरवर्ड टू, एक था मुंबई FC वर्सेस SC ईस्ट बंगाल और उड़ीसा FC वर्सेस चेन्नईयन FC।
Instinctual play. He looked for that ball in behind. He has there you go, using Ronaldo 9. Will he go for a cross to the back post or a cut back? Does cut it back and I think over there was probably the moment to try a little bit of a short fake or a ball roll. And again you see that ball in behind being used to absolute perfection by Ankit Gupta, and he's had the shot with Pele, goes for it, was heading into the top corner but saved by Van der Sar.
Yeah, going for that corner setup, has the long ball. Theo Hernandez is on the right and Cafu is on the left. So inverted fullbacks, definitely a tactic to hold on right now. Ronaldo with a ton of space, the shot for Ankit, but it will not land. It is the corner for Ashwin. We'll get back to the fullback conversation in a bit, because right now it is that once again routine towards the long post. He will find the header this time, but thanks up.
Yes, and Ashwin now the ability, I think, take a leaf out of Shubham's book and start using some tactical changes, some tactical switches, maybe a new set piece routine. We have seen him do very innovative things with his corners. Going for the safe one this time. Oh no, he's shifted it out a little bit. Finesse shot into the corner, and again Van der Sar being put to the test.
Yeah, once again though, the same corner routine. This time Gullit on the box. The deflection falls his way, but Marquinhos not able to find the kick in time. And
Ashwin will just want to not lose this game above all else. Oh, hang on!
Oh, a cross! Ashwin just crossed.
And it might still be a chance for both teams actually, because if Ashwin actually had
wow,
and he scored. He's got Messi with, and I'm quite sure he scored that with his right foot as well. So doing the exact opposite of everything that we've expected Ashwin to do, and he's got the goal finally. Will he just try to get that ball clear? No, he's given it straight back to them. And Eusebio with Matthias, and Eusebio gets the cross, and surely a goal this time. It's saved by Van der Sar.
Naveen quick on the tempo on this attack though, not really looking to control the possession or slow it down, trying to exploit the gaps that are present in the Dugal's defense right now, and he has that pass to Pele, not taking it though, and that might just work out. 1v1 for Naveen is his best ability, and he does it perfectly. The CPO attack.
Yeah, you thought like 3 times in the build-up that move, has he overplayed it, has he overplayed it, has he overplayed it, but somehow I think he got a little fortunate that the ball fell to Eusebio over there, but I don't think we'll grudge him that, because the overall play, I think, warranted the goal. He was just waiting for that perfect opportunity to pull the trigger, just there, and then finally.
Yeah, I think against a player like Naveen, giving him the opportunity to find those 1v1s, it can be quite terrifying, at least to me, but we'll see how Dugal fares, because right now, Naveen's got a ton of space and he's just toying with him, but oh, the shot.
Try to get a couple of shots on goal. Just work the keeper, get Naveen thinking just a little bit, just like that, and gets the shot away. Not bad. If he's gonna, I mean, Cruyff, I've realized, is the most subbed on and off player, but hang on, Pele is in over here, and it's saved by Van der Sar. I thought, although he does have Pele in the box, but well marshalled over there. I think it might just be offside over there. No, he has kept himself onside, wins the corner, opportunity for Odisha FC.
Yeah, and he's going for that standard corner routine. Has the far post lined up, but a little too far. The pass lands, though, but Van der Sar, no. Knows how important it is for him to find that killing blow, but so far, Dougal is able to keep the pressure on with Mbappe. Has the cutback, and that's the
Oh, that's very, very well worked and a huge confidence boost over there for Dougal.
और जैसा कि मैंने आपको बताया कि हमारे जो गेस्ट हैं वो बहुत ज़्यादा दूर से आए हैं। वेल, पहले भी वो यहाँ पे इंडिया में रह चुके हैं, फिर चले गए थे, एंड नाउ ही इज बैक। सो लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, वी हैव विद अस YB. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, we have someone very special joining us for this interview. It is someone you guys know. We have all heard about him in the Indian FPS circuit from Counter-Strike. And now in Valorant joining us, it is YB. YB, how are you doing? How are you feeling being back?
Hey, I'm super excited to be back. Thank you for having me here. And I'm just so excited, and I hope we can get started soon with the team.
I mean, everyone is waiting for that, let me tell you, because I mean, there were a lot of people who looked up to you as a coach when you were there previously, obviously in Counter-Strike, and now in Valorant, everyone is just like looking forward to what you're going to bring with the new team that you've joined, that is Enigma. But we have to go back because that's how I do my interviews, apparently. So I want to know how you started your esports journey. Like, what got you into gaming?
Oh, that was a long time back. I think I was 14, 15 when I first time had internet, and I was playing Counter-Strike with my friends back then. And then basically I kept going. I enjoyed it, playing together with other people, and then I started playing my first matches, and then I never stopped basically.
And when you went pro, I want to know, because I believe there was an opportunity for you as well. I mean, to be on a lot of great teams, but then you decided to take a leap of faith, come to India, joined as a coach, then started playing for a team that was, well, quite packed at that time. I mean, you had the sorts of Marzil in the lineup as well. So what was that decision like, if you could walk us through it?
Back then I was called if I would like to come to India to play or coach for the Optic India team, and then it took me a long time to decide, like 1 month, but in the end of the day, I was like, okay, let's try it. I was excited to try it out, and I was like, yeah. And I also was happy to make this decision. I was in India before that time, so I knew already some of the people, and I was like, okay, it's fun to work with them, so let's try it. And I don't regret this decision at all. Also,
I mean,
it's a good time.
It was quite a journey back then, and I think I've had multiple conversations with people like Marzil, Antidote, and everyone tells me the same thing. YB as a coach is the best coach this country has ever had. I want to know what that was like, because in the Indian esports scene, one thing we have noticed is the players are sort of the prime focus of the organizations right now, and coaching, having analysts, all the support stuff, it seems like it's a secondary for teams to have. So I want to know from you, like, what was your experience being a coach, and what is a primary requirement for someone who's looking to be a coach of the team?
Okay. I think one reason why things worked out quite well for me also coming here was also initially, it's not because I'm that good or anything. I think it's more like the synergy between me and the people I play with together. I think that's the big point, and I really get super well along with all the players, with Antidote, Marcel, and all those guys I played with. And I think that was one of the big points. And of course, I think if you want to become a coach, I think it's really important to have the connection to the players. I think it's something you would like to do. You would want to teach. I think that's an important part. And also, of course, to have some experience in whatever topic you're coaching, of course. So,
I mean, whatever title you're trying to, whatever game you're trying to coach to a team. Yeah, and it definitely does help. I mean, because you were yourself a very well-known player, and that sort of gives you a plus when you're trying to talk to the players about certain things. And another thing that we have heard quite a lot is you used to focus quite a lot on individual growth of the players and the team as well, but the individual growth and mentality of the players was quite important to you. And again, mental health is very important. Being in the right mindset, we know it leads to victories, but sometimes there is a very thin line that you have to walk between like coaching individuals and coaching the team at the same time. So how did you manage to do that, especially with stars like Marcel and Anti on the lineup, and Hewan was there as well? So these guys, they pack a lot of firepower.
Exactly. I think because for me important was in the first place the individual growth. I wanted to teach. I wanted to improve, not just like for this team a one-time show. For me, it was important that we actually improve everybody together as individual and as team. And I think it's just I always try to see, okay, what do we need more right now? Can we? I'd rather always focus on the individual growth, to be honest. And yeah, that's just my coaching style, I would say as well. And yeah, I mean, I also was later then together with Right to Ace and that's Necker together in the team, and yeah, so all those guys, it was fun to play with them together also, I have to say.
I mean, it was definitely sort of a dominant year for you guys. As you mentioned, the next team that you went up to sort of play and coach at the same time was Signify. Then it turned to August 5, and you guys dominated for a good year and a half, I believe. Like no team could match up to what you guys were pulling off. But now, I mean, that was all in the past. What has happened right now is you have moved to Valorant. So how big of a decision was this? Like finally deciding to switch to Valorant, because I believe a lot of people were waiting for you to do that.
So I don't think it was a big decision for me. The main thing why I didn't switch is because I had a team in Counter-Strike, and of course I would not switch if I have a team. For me, it's like important, okay, first get a project done, and then afterwards I was there and was seeing, okay, there was good teams in Valorant, like good teams in a term which I would like to coach. And so it was okay. For me, more important are the players, honestly, than the team itself. So it wasn't a big decision for me. I think the games are quite similar after all. I mean, of course, there's a change. You need time to adjust. But after all, for me, the crucial point were the players. So it wasn't a big decision for me. And I don't feel, even at this point, a big difference between coaching Counter-Strike or Valorant, I have to say.
I mean, because from the macro perspective, I mean, it is like the basic tactics do still remain the same. It is a tactical shooter, 5v5, just like Counter-Strike. The objectives are almost the same. But along with that, one more question. I mean, even though, I mean, a lot of things are the same, and as far as the Indian circuit is concerned, even the players that have moved forward, I mean, the people you're going to be working with are the same people that you competed against during your CSGO days. What was it about Enigma Gaming that made you decide, all right, this is the team that I feel like I'm going to take this team to the next level?
Okay. Initially, I talked to Antidote, and he kind of instantly offered me to join them. I was like, yeah, actually, it's an interesting offer, and because I like to work with him, I think we both together have a really good synergy, and I was really happy to actually go back to work with him, and that was one of the first main reasons why I decided to go for Enigma. Then also I talked to the management, and also they seem to be really interesting people, and I think they seem to have a good vision, and then it was a very clear thing for me already. And then I decided to go and try out with them. I didn't really try to see around too many different teams because this offer looked really good for me, and I was like, okay, let's go for it.
When it was the first team, like your friends are there, the management and your goals sort of align quite nicely. What more could a coach want from a team? And it is definitely going to be looking really exciting to seeing you back behind the players, leading them from like behind the PCs basically. I mean, the tactics are going to be amazing. But apart from that, again, as we mentioned earlier, I mean, it was really interesting because the Indian esports scene has now grown quite a lot. We have the VCC coming up in just a few short months. So what are your thoughts on that? Now India is going to be competing, not just India, well, South Asia as a whole is going to be competing for champions next time. So what are your thoughts on that?
Yes, I'm super excited for this. I mean, this is a first for me because I just switched. So I don't have that much experience yet, but I'm super excited for this, and I'm looking forward to compete. I just want to make sure we are as good as possible to make sure we have a chance to qualify and do even more maybe.
I mean, it is going to be really, really intense because, I mean, a little bit of a backstory for the people at home. Even the last time VCC happened, Enigma was, well, as far as the Indian region was considered one of the top teams, everyone considered to be one of the top 4 teams, and this time with YB over there, I think possible title contenders as well. So it's going to be very fun to catch the VCC when it actually happens. But again, so now I'm going to take this on a weird curve. YB, what was the story behind your IG and why is it YB?
That's a long time back when I told you I started esports long time back.
Yeah.
When I was 15, 14, 13. And back then, my nickname was Young Bloods. And I stick to it because people called me that thing. But then I feel like, okay, it has to change. And I made always a shorter version of it, which seemed less, or maybe more professional, if you could say that way. So that's pretty much the story behind it.
Just shorten it and make
Yeah,
it easy.
exactly.
I think it works out quite nicely because even during the call outs, I mean, it would just be, all right, YB is much quicker than calling Young Blood the entire
Exactly.
time. Did you ever get in trouble with your team? It's like, yeah, it's too big of a name to say during a play.
No, not really. I mean,
Yeah, that
people
was a
used to
very
call
big
me
one.
Young back then, so they made shortcuts themselves, and then I cut it down shorter and shorter.
I
So.
mean, it is definitely quite interesting because now I always thought it was just because like I don't know, because in CS everyone who played CS knows there's a tactic, sort of a tactic, rush B no stop. So, why B?
Yeah.
That's what I thought always, but yeah, it's quite
It's not
interesting to hear that. But apart from that, one thing with your experience being a part of the international circuit as well, what are the key differences that you notice as far as the support staff is considered for the Indian esports scene in the entirety of ecosystem as far as FPS is considered compared to what it is like in the international scene?
As in supporting, like from organizations and
Yeah,
management.
having coaches, having analysts, because it seems like we're lagging behind.
Yeah. So from what I think coaching-wise, like actually in-game related things, India seems maybe to be a little bit behind. I remember in CS days, Global had a coach from US.
Yeah.
Entity had a coach from Slovakia, I think. But still, it was the only people, and compared to other Asian teams, they have much more analysts and coaches behind their teams.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like management-wise, India is quite good compared to other countries I've seen. So if I compare to Germany, there were more coaches maybe in those kind of things, but the management, on the other hand, seems better in India from my personal view. So yeah, I think maybe coaches and those kind of things, the Indian teams have to look into more for the future.
And I think we can be hopeful because there are a lot of stars in the country that hopefully in the future when they switch to being coaches or analysts for a team are just going to be building up the youth that comes up behind them. But we can only wait for that. In the meantime, is there something, a little bit of a hint that you can give us as to what we need to expect from Enigma when they step into the VCC this time? Is there going to be some X factor, a little bit of a leak?
I don't know. For me, it's like I'm super happy with the guys. I just started online coaching them now for a few weeks, and they've already, in my opinion, improved so much in so many aspects. I'm super excited for them to showcase what they can do. And I cannot say any leak or anything, but
I had to
make
give it a
sure
shot.
we're gonna improve day by day. And
Yeah. I mean, talking about improving, one thing that recently happened, I mean, not recently, it has been a few months now. Antidote switching to being a primary leader in the lineups that he played for after he left VLT. So, how is that going out with Enigma now? Because now he has you to help him out.
Yeah, so he's IGL and team captain for, I would say, like he's leading the team from the inside, and he's doing a really good job. Honestly, I don't know if I've seen such a good in-game leader, like team captain, I would say, ever or long. I can't remember. He's like doing a really good job how he handles the people, how he interacts with them, and also his coding seems really a lot of impact. I think I'm super excited for him to grow and develop in his role. I think he does a fantastic job, and yeah, I think look out for him, and he'll he'll show what he can do for sure. He's
All right.
really good job.
There's my league. There's my league. We have to look out for that one individual. But YB, it has been a pleasure talking to you. It is fun. And to everyone, Enigma Gaming is going to be definitely one of the teams you guys need to look out for when the VCC starts. YB, once again, thank you so much for joining us for the interview.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to see what's coming next.
We are too. तो चलिए अब नजर डालते हैं कुछ मीम्स के ऊपर एंड अगर वेकेशन स्पॉट हो तो कुछ ऐसा हो और किसी को नूब बोलना इट्स नॉट एन इंसल्ट इट्स एन इमोशन तो आज के लिए बस इतना ही मैं आप लोगों से फिर मिलूंगा हमारे अगले एपिसोड में तब तक के लिए थैंक यू सो मच फॉर ट्यूनिंग इन अंटिल नेक्स्ट टाइम टेक केयर एंड फिर से आपको बता दूं सब्सक्राइब कीजिए हमारे चैनल को और बेल आइकन को भी दबाइए एंड हिट द लाइक एंड शेयर बटन एज वेल अंटिल नेक्स्ट टाइम टेक केयर बाय बाय